You can say, I'm just a fingernail of his.
With the energy and the wisdom with which he handled everything, is quite superhuman in many ways. You can call him the father of South Indian mysticism. They say he lived for 4,000 years. In a way, everything that I do is just a small extension towards work.
I'm just a fingernail of his, scratching your life right now.
Agastya, or one who is known as Agastya Muni, went into his sadhana in a subterranean space. The legends say that he stayed there in the subterranean space in a mode of hibernation for thousands of years. And then when he came out of it, having completely integrated the knowledge as a part of himself in this system, not as a intellectual property, but as a reverberating process of his own human system, he decided to fulfill his mission of going south.
He set up probably over, from what I have heard of, over 700 ashrams in the country. Many small places, that's not counted, proper ashrams where sadhana went on, and he established some kind of a guru in the place and so that sadhana could go on. Over 700 ashrams he established around the country to make spirituality part of everyday life. The depth of understanding and how he went about his work, with the energy and the wisdom with which he handled everything, is quite superhuman in many ways. In many ways, Agastya is, you can say, almost, you can call him the father of South Indian mysticism. Yoga came in a particular format to South India, to Agastya. They say he lived for 4,000 years. I don't know whether he lived for 4,000 years, but definitely he lived much longer than what normal human beings live if you look at the volume of activity he performed in his life. It doesn't look like he died in 100 years' time, because the volume of activity he has performed is not possible within a certain limitation of time. But the kind of travel Agastya did on foot, it's impossible for a man to have that much activity in normal span of human life. Definitely he lived very long, maybe 400 years and maybe 4,000, or people just added 10 because I'm from zero. But he did incredible things. In a way, everything that I do is just a small extension to Agastya's work. He built a colossus of a place. We are just adding one extra room to it. Because his South Indian mysticism has a different flavor. That's because of Agastya. Anywhere in the Deccan Plateau, if you travel, almost everywhere, you will see in some village somebody will say, "Yeah, this is a cave where Agastya meditated. This is a place where Agastya did this." Of all places in BR Hills, it's called Binigiri in Karnataka, near in Chamarajanagar district. So in BR Hills, there is a place where this tree, they say, was planted by Agastya Muni. It's definitely incredibly old, this tree is. It's become all knotted up. It looks much older than any tree of its kind. They say this tree was planted by Agastya 6,000 years ago. This is called as Dodda Sampige, because Dodda Sampige means big Sampige. It's so large. And Agastya planted this tree and he stayed there for some time.
In the Kaveri, it is the midpoint. So, they identified the exact midpoint and Agastya Muni consecrated a linga, which is originally actually made of sand mixed with some compound of those days, traditional compound. It's believed that Agastya Muni left his subtle body here with this linga and left his mental body or Manomaya Kosha in Chadura, what? Somewhere near Madurai or Virudhunagar, there is another place where he left his intellectual or mental body. But he took the help of Kartikeya and took his physical body to Kailash, where Shiva was, and left it there. That's a spectacular way of doing things in the end.
Kailash is like a tremendous spiritual library for me. For me, the most significant thing was Agastya Muni. We know invested his energies in Kailash. So Agastya invested everything that he was in the southern face of Kailash. That's incredible. It's incredible means. In terms of natural beauty, there are no words for it. But in terms of its power and energy, it's absolutely incredible. So Agastya is the source of everything that is southern mysticism. He is the very source of everything that I am. You can say, I am just a fingernail of his, scratching your life like.
Agastya Muni lived an extraordinary life. The legends say that he lived for 4,000 years. Agastya Muni is also known as the creator of Kalaripayattu, the oldest form of martial art on the planet. It was essentially taught by Agastya Muni to start with because martial arts are not just about kicking, punching or stabbing. It is about learning to use the body in every possible way. Agastya Muni is also known as the pioneer of Siddha-Vaidya. Siddha-Vaidya is an evolution from yogic science and was essentially formulated by Agastya Muni. They say Adiyogi himself practiced it and Agastya brought it to the southern part of India. So, what can we learn from the legend of Agastya Muni? We look at Agastya and other Saptrishis with open mouth wonder because these human beings do not look human. They may look special, but actually they built themselves up. The aspiration, the determination, the unyielding focus without any support, how they worked and worked even as they were neglected. This preparation is the most important aspect about them. The Saptrishis did not drop from sky. No one knows where they were born in Indian subcontinent. Some women would have delivered them somewhere in some insignificant place. They did not drop from heaven. They built themselves up. That is what is significant about their life story and about yoga and sadhana. No matter who you are, how the hell you were born, who your parents were, what kind of karma you have, if you are willing, you can build yourself up. So, if you want to become an Agastya Muni, if you can emulate this, why not?